Dear colleagues and friends, welcome to Prelude, an interview series about opera by Atelier d'Excellence in collaboration with David and Francisco Salazar from Operawire. Today's episode is hosting one of opera's brightest stars, Italian soprano Rosa Feola. Welcome, Rosa.
Hello, everybody. Thank you very much. Happy to see you all. Thank you for inviting me.
No problem.
Thank you for being with us today.
Thank you.
Sunny Boy Dladla, your friend Rosa will ask you the first question for today's interview. Hello, Sunny Boy.
Hi, Maria. So am I supposed to ask the first one? Sorry.
It's on you now.
Nice.
On the spot. Sorry, Rosa, really, I want to take this time and say thank you so much for your time to share your experience with so many young singers who are you, and we really appreciate your time. And I'm very grateful that I had a chance to sing with you. I can say that with pride because you are doing so well. So I guess I'll go straight to the question. You're particularly well known for the interpretation of bel canto repertoire. What is the key to sing bel canto in your own mind? And what do you think it is the best way for a young singer to approach the repertoire?
Well, first time I approached bel canto was with Rossini. So Rossini was very important for the beginning of studying professionally bel canto. And after studying my first role for 1 year, I understood that the key for bel canto is studying, because I had the chance to sing this Corinna for of Il Viaggio a Reims, and it was in opera studio. So I was already lucky to be in an opera studio and having the chance to study with good teachers. And through this year, very long year of studying, I discovered that bel canto asks you a technique that you cannot invent. So through the time and through the studying, you can understand how to balance your singing, how to find legato, and how to find this purity of singing that bel canto asks. And I suggest that following the words can be a great help to understand how to go through a musical phrase. And this is very important for bel canto. Very important is also listening to the great singers to understand how they manage to sing this difficult singing. And also it's very important to be listened, because, you know, for being as pure as much as possible, you need a friend, a good teacher, somebody that helps you to understand if you're right or not. So this is a teamwork.
I wanted to follow up on one of the things that you said about listening to the great singers and learning from them. Who are the singers that have inspired you, especially in the bel canto repertoire?
Oh, you know, it's easy if I answer that Renato Scotto is one of the singers that I listen more. But of course, there are many. Maria Callas, or also Mrs. Caballé. It was one of the greatest bel canto singer. For the men, I think that maybe Krauss, it's amazing for bel canto. But Pavarotti as well was one of the greatest bel canto singer, because they everybody gave importance to the word. And you know that in bel canto, when you express a word, it can take also 2 or 3 pages. So you have to give the right importance to the word, and the score can help you in this.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Great. David Salazar, you can do also the second question.
So actually, I wanted to stick with the topic of bel canto as well. Of all the roles that you've sung in the repertoire, which is the one, or which are the ones that you think you've learned the most from in terms of style, in terms of this legato singing and bel canto style you spoke of earlier?
So I said my first character helped me a lot, Corinna, that was Rossini, but also Amina of La Sonnambula. It was very important for my learning about bel canto. Adina as well. They have beautiful the first duet with the tenor, Chiedi a Laura Lusinghier. It's a lesson of bel canto because you are singing something simple and it has to be very, very, like a simple line that it seems simple, but it's not. So it was very important for me. Adina, Amina, Corinna, these are the three most important.
Thank you very much, Rosa. Your talent came to international attention in 2010 after winning 3 prizes at the Operalia competition. In 2020, you were awarded also the Premio Speciale of the Spoleto Festival. Would you advise young singers to participate in competitions? Are all competitions worth trying, according to your opinion? And how can young singers prepare adequately for such a great moment?
So, competitions are very important, I think, but you need the right reason to participate in competition because you can, number one, going to a competition to break the ice and to test yourself if you are right for the singing. Or you can also try a repertoire that's the first time that you are approaching, and so you need a kind of audience to compare yourself with. The other reason to do a competition is to show yourself to a special audience. And for this, I mean the managers of the greatest opera houses around the world. That what happened to me, because I didn't do a lot of competition because, it's also a stress being compared to other singers. It's not something easy. You are always under pressure for a week, maybe. So you need to be prepared with your mind to this challenge. But what I did, I was suggested, I was advised good from my friends and my husband, who is a singer too, to do one of the most important competitions with Operalia. And I recommend these important competitions when you feel to be ready for the biggest theaters, because this is a good occasion for you to introduce yourself. But don't lose your occasion because it's you cannot have easily a second chance. If first time you do an important competition, you are not at your top level, maybe second time they will remember that you are not so good. So think about being sure to be at your maximum level when you're doing a competition. This is very important.
Of course, probably somebody can start with smaller ones.
Yeah, this is a way to break the ice. Exactly. Yeah, you just because some competition also gives you a little amount of money that you can use for traveling, because the first time you are doing auditions and you are traveling around, you need the money to travel, and this is also a good way to have maybe 500 euros, 1,000 euros, and that's money for a guy who is who is at the beginning of the career and is trying to do something. This is very important.
Yes, probably it's a good way to finance your auditions. And
and also another point, it's also very important that competition who has the prize, is singing an opera. So there are competitions that give you the possibilities to sing. Maybe I discovered last day that here in Genova, I'm in Genova now, there's a new academia that has like the last step, singing Elisir d'Amore in the next summer. So I recommend this kind of academias and competitions that give you this possibility. This is very important.
That's great. So your advice is that it's definitely something worth trying for young artists. Sunny Boy, would you like to ask Rose about her studies, the time of her studies? We have a technical issue with sound delay. I don't know if everybody's having it, but I hear my voice back. I apologize if I'm not heard well. I suppose I am, but Sunny Boy, we can't hear you. Are you unmuted?
It looks like his
Can
screen
you hear
might
me
be
now?
frozen.
So,
Yes.
oh, I apologize. Sorry.
It's okay.
Rosa, thank you so much again for explaining everything. My God, you have so much experience. And I think one of the things that I like about this platform is that we have different generation of guests. For instance, singers. We had Nelly Miracle, who was an old generation, and we had Benjamin, who's young, who's our same age as us. So I guess my question will be, I did ask Ermonella this question before about how do you prepare when you have a new role? How do you prepare to get to that level of that high level of singing and interpretation? So it will be interesting to hear a point of view on how you do it as you are the young generation comparing to the old generation.
Oh, I don't do anything weird. I think first step to understand if a rule is right for you and for your vocal cords is to read all the rule, because somebody tells you that I can sing Tosca, but actually they only sang Visidarte. So the aria is not the opera. Once you get that all the opera and all the tessitura of the opera is right for you, then you can start studying the whole opera. So after that, of course, I learn the history of the character, the personality, and I study the libretto, and I also study the connections between the characters, because the connections also explain you who you are in the opera. This is very important. You can understand many colors of your character also with the connection with the other characters. Then if you are not a good pianist, of course you need a pianist to study, and it's very important to be listen again. For me it's very important this team conception, because our instrument is something weird. You can understand for yourself, so you need somebody that listen to you. And of course, once you have learned as much as possible about your opera, you need to forget everything, because once that you go on the stage, it needs to seem that it's the first time that you're doing it, because you need this freshness to give the life to your character. And I think this is important. If you also study 150, yeah.
No, sorry, continue, please. Sorry.
No. It was just the last step, because being on stage is a little bit stressful. So if you prepare yourself 150, you are not sure to give your 80% to the stage. So as much as you study, you have to study. You have to be prepared.
So basically, what I'm understanding for the young singers who are listening to us right now, basically, it doesn't matter. You mean that it doesn't matter how many times you sing the role. Every time when you go on stage, I'll make an example with you've sung Rigoletto so many times. So are you telling us that all the time when you go back on stage, you always treat as if it's a new role? It's not the role that you've sung so many times. You don't take it like that.
Exactly. Exactly. This the way the wish to the wish to improve yourself more and more. It helps you a lot because once you think you are arrived, this is something very bad in your career because you always need to be stimulated to do your best.
Yeah.
And if you think that every time you go on the stage it's your first time, it gives you something, an energy, a different energy, and you need this absolutely.
Sunny Boy, have you finished with your question?
Yes.
Rosa, I would like to add something here. You mentioned about the preparation and the steps you take to prepare for a role, but I wanted to ask you, did you always know which are the perfect roles that will help you propel your career? Did you have to start with something different in the beginning and you found the perfect repertoire in the way, probably?
Yeah. Finding the right repertoire is the most difficult thing in a career. You just think about before studying in Rome at Accademia di Santa Cecilia. I thought that my rule was Tosca and the Trovatore and something more dramatic. So I thought that my darkness of the voice was the key of the dramatic repertoire, but actually it wasn't. So I was very much helped from people who knew the repertoire more than me. So I was not prepared enough to understand for myself which repertoire was the correct one for me. So I think that at a certain point you have to trust people that know music more than you. So musicologists, vocal teachers, and also famous opera singers that listen to you and understand what's the develop and the future of your voice. So it was not easy for me to get that I was Adina and not Tosca, but but I trust the people who were in front of me because if somebody demonstrates that's so full of information and full of experience, you have to trust. You have to listen to the others.
Mm-hmm. Rosa, we have to speak now, I think, about your important mentors, two legendary artists, Miss Renata Scotto and Maestro Riccardo Muti, have been your most significant mentors up to this point. We would like very much to know, how did you meet them? How did you manage to have such a long-term relationship and cooperation with them? And how important it is for young artists to put, as you said before, their trust in the hands of specific mentors instead of changing teachers all the time.
So first, I met Renata Scotto 2008, so a long time ago, in Rome for Accademia di Santa Cecilia. So it was a lucky time for the Accademia, for the young singers school, and I'm still studying with her, so I'm in a good relation with her, and I also saw her a few months ago, and I'm very happy about it. Maestro Muti, it was the year after, because of a production of I Due Figaro di Mercadante. It was a project for young singers. And the two of them, they were very, very sensible to this, to the young singers. So I was lucky for this. And what happened in this year, I was lucky to work with them. I think because I've always tried to give my best and to follow their suggestions. I've learned a lot about from their teaching. And so they stimulated me. They was inspiring for me. And once you meet people at this level, you feel that something magic happens, and you are always afraid to lose this magic and to go behind instead of going through. What else? The importance of the teacher. Okay. There are many reasons if you change teachers. About my experience, I didn't change because I was lucky. I think I was lucky to find the right ones. Especially the reason why you change a teacher is very important, I think, because I know a lot of stories about my friends and about my colleagues, and many of them has changed a lot of teachers because they didn't find the right one. But if you change teacher because you don't feel comfortable and you want to improve yourself, also this is okay, because you need to find your way. But there are people that change teachers just because they want to find somebody that tells them, you are perfect, you are bravissimo, you are okay, you don't need to change anything. So they want to be pleased by others. And this is not the way to improve yourself. Because I think for being good artists, you need every day and every moment you need to want for yourself to improve and to get better and better. And I promise that if you find the right teacher for yourself, you understand it. So don't change because you wanna be come si dice, you so don't change if you find the right one. Okay, sorry.
Maybe we should be patient, let's say, and give some credit to each teacher, because people are impatient sometimes, especially very young artists are impatient and they want to achieve results immediately. So they go somewhere and after 3 months they leave because they are not already ready to go. So they have to give time. Probably you stayed a lot of years with your teachers.
Yeah, you have to be patient. But also, I repeat, you need to be lucky, because it's not for everybody easy to find a good teacher, because you also need to find somebody that's connected with you mentally. You need to understand the language of your teacher, because technique is one, okay? Everybody knows that technique is one, but you need to find your language, and you will understand it when you will find it.
Fantastic. Sunny Boy? We apologize again. We have some difficulty today, technically.
I apologize. I am keeping on going in and out. Forgive me, Rosa. Really, that's amazing that you just said that. So I just want to touch a very sensitive topic about being a young singer and not as established as you, with the experience age that you have. I just want to. We have this tendency of being fearful when we go on stage in the new production as a young singer. You're always scared to be, strong and talk to the conductor or either the director. I just want to know, how do you handle disagreement that may arise during a production, or either with a conductor or a director or maybe a colleague? How do you handle the situation to make sure that everybody is happy and there's a balance if there's any disagreement?
So, good question. This is very, very difficult to answer. No, but I think that respect is the key of the balance, because you have to respect the people in front of you, but also you need to respect the rule. I mean, if the conductor of course, we know that the conductors have the musical choice, okay? But on the other side, a conductor should respect you if you if you have difficulties in a vocal in a vocal line. So if conductor can listen to you and can help you, I think it's easy when you respect each other's. But of course, if you are in difficulties, you can easily ask the conductor, please, I have a difficulty. Can you help me here to do it differently? And without being angry or, in asking in a bad way. I think that everybody will listen to you if you have some difficulties. About the directors, it's always very beautiful when a director is open to suggestions and it's ready to a dialogue. If it happens, it's top level. But if it doesn't happen, it's important that you respect your dignity, because I've given myself some limits, and I would like to respect these limits. I mean, for example, I will not be naked on the stage. This is my limit, for example. With the other colleagues, I think that's important to create a team and to help each other, because at the end, if we have the common goal to have a good and successful show, we have to work for each other. And if it happens, it means that we would have respect, and we would have given to our job the good way, and we would have respect the mission to be an artist. I think this is the most important mission of an artist, have the common goal of a successful show.
That's a great message, to support each other, because we have to understand that each one's success is our common success when we are on a show.
Exactly.
There is no competition.
Exactly.
Right?
Important. Yeah, we are not singing for ourselves. We are singing for the audience, and it means that we have to collaborate, and it means that we have to be very elastic.
Very nice.
Awesome.
David?
So, Rosa, I wanted to look more globally at how you've experienced your career to this point. What's been like one of the major challenges that you've had to overcome in your career, and how did you overcome it, and what did you learn from that challenge?
I think the greatest challenge of my career was my first jump in. Because it came in a very not expected moment. I was very relaxed and was thinking about something else. And when they called you and you have to take a flight and you have to go in another place to sing for the first time, as it happened to me, you are very scared. But at the same time, it was for me a character, a rule that I knew very well. So it was Rigoletto. I was jumping for Rigoletto. There was a character that I knew very well. So I learned that if you are prepared, if you are ready, you can do everything, or at least you can try to do everything. You have good cards to do everything. So jumping is for everybody something very, very weird. It's very stressful, but it's also a good occasion for you to introduce yourself in a new theater, as it happened to me, and it was in Zurich. Sunny Boy, and it's a beautiful theater. I love it. And so sometimes the train passes and you need to be prepared to catch it. Otherwise, you don't know if the second time it will pass or not. So I've learned that you have to be prepared, ready.
Regarding that topic of jumping in, I'm not sure how often you've had to do it, but with regards to, I mean, there's sometimes where it seems like some productions you can just jump in and the way that it's staged or it's created doesn't require you to overly understand the concept or anything. But have you had a situation where you've come into a very specific high concept production that you never did before and had to manage that? And what are the particular, if you have, what are the particular challenges of jumping into something like that?
Oh yeah, it happened. It happened, for example, that I did Le Nozze di Figaro in Vienna, and you know that Le Nozze di Figaro for the staging is the most complicated opera ever. Because and I was Susanna, so it's the most complicated character in the opera for actions. But you know, you have such an adrenaline that you don't understand how and why. You just look at a video and okay, I have to do this, that, do this, that, this, that. It goes in your mind and you do it. It's something that you cannot explain. But if you also don't remember everything, you will be always the hero of the night. So I don't think that being scared about how the night will go, it's not a big problem. You will be always the hero.
Great, thank you, Rosa. Thank you. Rosa, you're married to another artist, as we know, baritono Sergio Vitale.
Yeah.
And, how do you manage to both keep a work-life balance with all the traveling required in your career and all the absence, from home? And how do two artists handle living together in harmony?
Oh, okay. So I think that our balance can happen because we met before being singers, professional singers. So we learned together how to manage this weird and this complicated life. We learned that we have to travel a lot to be together, but also we told each other that opera life, it's something, and normal life, it's something else. So we try to keep the two things separated as much as possible. But of course, we are singers, we are musicians. It happens that we speak about music, and we need to speak about music because we feel that we grown up together speaking about music. Important for us is that we are not jealous, we are not in competition, and we try to help each other. And Sergio is my best and my favorite musician that listens to my voice and knows how my voice is grown and who is really Rosa and how can I do things. I mean, we are a team and we like to be together as much as possible. So if we have two productions at the same time, we try to cancel one or we try to be together as much as possible. We don't stay far away from each other more than 2 weeks. This is the maximum we can suffer. But
that's great.
Yeah, I promise that we have to travel a lot, but it's fine. It's fine. We can do.
Awesome.
Yeah, you can do.
Sunny Boy, you wanted to ask something?
Sorry, I just wanted to say something that I relate, since I have my partner is my fiance is also a freelancer, so I can understand and relate. I just want to ask you a stupid question. Why not choose to be in an ensemble and be a freelancer? It's just a stupid question that I'm wondering. Do you prefer to be a freelancer than being in a fixed opera house, like a fixed contract, an ensemble member?
Yeah, I prefer because maybe because in Italy, we don't have this concept, so I'm not used to this idea of being fixed in a theater. Maybe for this, but also because I don't easily speak another language, and this is a limit. I don't imagine myself to sing 1 year in Berlin, for example, because I don't speak Deutsch. But also, I think that I need to be to travel, to see different people. I don't like to live every day the same place. This is my character. This is my feeling. I need something new very, very often. This is my need. But everybody's different, so everybody is free to do everything.
I guess it's more interesting, but in the same time, it needs more guts. I mean, it's not for everyone doing this kind of career.
No, it's not for everybody. Yeah, but it would have been easier, for example, if in Italian theater had this possibility, because I feel family. I feel I need to be with my family, and if I don't have family close to me, I suffer.
Is it possible in Italy? I don't know how it works there. Is it possible to belong in a first cast at a theater?
No, you cannot be fixed in a theater.
Okay.
No theater gives you the possibility. No.
Understand. Rosa, which was your most significant artistic moment until now? The most fulfilling? Maybe it was a concert or an opera performance or some beloved people of yours were there. You will tell us which was the most moving and fulfilling moment for you.
I think it was my debut at La Scala. It was important because it was La Scala, of course, and it's not because La Scala, it's La Scala, but also because La Scala is in Italy, and also because it was a debut also in the rule. It was first time in Milan and first time for La Gazzaladra. So it was two important things together. And I thought this is the moment that if I do it well, fine. But if I don't do it well, so it was important because it's changed something for me. It was different.
It's a difficult audience there, right?
Yes.
Even for Italians.
Especially for Italians.
Great. David, last question for today is yours.
Well, I think it's a perfect transition, actually. So you performed at La Scala and you performed at many of the major theaters around the world. Where would you like to see your career develop over the next few years? What are some of your dreams that you still haven't fulfilled yet?
The only wish I have for myself, the most important, I mean, is to have a long career. So, and I hope for myself to preserve my instrument and to sing as long as possible, because I'm always excited when I see a singer that develops the career, but also develops the characters, the repertoire. It changes during the years. You can discover a lot of music, and through the years, you change your repertoire, and I can't wait to explore as much as possible.
Fantastic.
Thank you, Rosa.
Thank you.
Rosa, we have to say that we have many singers attending and sending you hugs and kisses from different places of the world. They love you from Italy, New York City, South Africa, from France, from Italy, several people again. So you have their adoration, as I can see. And we thank you very much for being here today. And we would like to wish you continued success in the profession, to have a long-term and fulfilling career as you dream, and a very happy personal life as well. And
thank you.
Rosa, would you like to wish something to young artists who are like now challenged due to the pandemic? They cannot work, let's say, in the United States at all. So will you have something for them as an advice or wish or something like that?
I wish that everything will finish very, very soon, because we miss theaters a lot. We are doing streamings, but it's beautiful to sing in streaming, but it's not the same. So be patient, because I think that everything will come back to normality very soon, and we will remember this year like something to think about. If we will not change after this year in terms of sensibility, I think we only had lose 1 year. So please be patient, think about what's happening, and be strong. That because I think that everything will be fine.
That's great. Very optimistic message. Thank you for this.
Thank you.
Guys, David, Sunny Boy, do you have something for Rosa before we leave?
I just want to take this moment and really, Rosa, I want to thank you so much for being such a beautiful colleague, amazing singer, for taking your time to share your knowledge. Really, since I've known you, you know how much I admire and respect you as a colleague. And it gives me an honor today to speak to you. And I wish you so well. Keep going and keep humble as you are. Really, it's such joy to see such a young singer with so much good energy, always friendly and welcoming. And this is what we singers. And you always embrace all your colleagues all the time. This is the special thing about you. So I really appreciate you for taking your time with us. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. You make me emotions. Yeah, I'm shaking. Thank you. You're so nice. Thank you.
David, you wanted to say something to
Yes,
Rosa?
I just wanted to thank you very much, Rosa, for taking the time to speak with us today. I'm a very big admirer of your artistry as well, and I look forward to seeing what the future brings. I think it's going to be very exciting to see you develop as an artist over the next few years. So thank you very much for your art, and thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure. And thank you for this prelude that I think it's very helpful for young singers. And this is very important now. Thank you.
Thank you for participating in the mission. It is a mission because these young artists are really empowered by all of you. And they need this strength right now. And it's really very noble from your side to be doing so. So we would like also to thank our audience for being here with us today. And stay well, all of you. Stay creative, optimistic, and hopeful until next time we meet, which is going to be soon, next week on the 7th of February, with one of the greatest Verdian baritones of our times, George Gaknidze. So we wait you next week on February the 7th to be with us. Until then, stay well. Goodbye.